Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sticking with TED. Thank you very much for being with here, okay? So my name is Adrian Ho, and per the introduction, I am a final year law student here at CUHK. I am also a detective writer, a detective fiction writer, I should say. Today, I would like to share some sort of snippets of my life, of the experiences I've had with you. But first, I would like all of you now to close your eyes, okay? Close your eyes. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do the same, all right? But please do not go to sleep, okay? Because the times I've been disappointed are just numerous, okay? And of course, if you go to sleep, you're impliedly giving me permission to rummage through your pockets for candy and money and what have you, all right? So close your eyes and let all the light dissipate from your eyelids. Now, please. Imagine you're in a pitch black area. There's no bird, there's no tree, no blade of grass, no water, no cars, no high-rise buildings, no sound, absolutely nothing. Under your feet, a path lights up. A sort of yellowish golden glow lights up from beneath your feet. You follow it till you reach a junction in the road. One says light, the other says dark. You decide to take one of them. Doesn't matter which, just take one of them. So you go on walking. Slowly, steadily, you're walking. Till presently, you reach a door. You reach out, turn the knob slowly, then you open the door. You walk in, and immediately you fall down a black hole. So now you're falling. And now, I would like you all to open your eyes. Is it like a sense of relief when you open your eyes? Or is it like a sense of fear, that agony of fear? It's sort of like waking up from a bad dream, isn't it? That's more or less how I felt when I woke up from my coma 10 years ago, a few months previous. I mean, waking up from a coma is not like waking up from anything else, is it? It started when I had a virus that accompanied a sort of common cold that went into my nervous system and ended up in my brain, and that was just complete shutdown. I woke up 3 weeks later. Upon waking up from the hospital, I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. I couldn't lift anything up, not even a pencil, not even a paper, let alone a laptop or a book. I could only communicate, talk to my parents, talk to anyone, via an Etch-a-Sketch board, which I drew on for about a month. And I took about 2 months off school to recuperate, learning again, like a baby, how to move, how to speak. I'm not going to pretend that my academic life has not been affected. So for example, I speak maybe slightly slower than you, I think slightly slower than you do. So there I was, thinking that lightning couldn't strike twice. But yes, it did. It really did strike twice. When I was in 4th form, I went to the UK to study. I went to Shrewsbury School, which is a lovely town. And then in my 5th form, I came back to Hong Kong for Christmas. I was scheduled to return to the UK for GCSE exam when another bodily deficiency struck me. I had and still have a condition called ITP, which means that I can't do contact sports. So, for example, if I fall down, if I bleed, then it would take a lot longer to heal. A normal person, just to put this into context, a normal person, you guys, have about 140 to 400 platelet count. But when I was studying in Form 5, that number had dropped to 3, just 3. So basically, it was deemed that I was going to be a health and safety risk if I returned to the UK on the plane. So I had to stay in Hong Kong and basically recoup with my psychological traumas and stuff like that. One of my most vivid memories was that I had to be on steroid pills, 27 per day, 27 steroid pills per day for a short period of time. It was about one or 2 weeks. That incident, coupled with the coma, made me believe that I was a failure, that I was not going to amount to anything in life. I was so depressed that I contemplated giving up on life. To put this into another context, I live on the 12th floor of a building. It would have been so easy to jump off. Had it not been for my parents who are here, who came in and clasped me round their arms. It was the first time that I'd seen my parents, my mom and dad, my sister in tears. As I said, I was stationed in Hong Kong for another 4 months, dealing with psychological traumas and stuff like that. As a result, I did not do as many GCSEs, and in other words, I do believe that I failed in that exam. But I knew that I had been given a second chance to live, i.e., I'm standing here talking to you. I could not live in the hole that I buried myself in. I knew then, as I do now, that I have to appeal to my second nature, writing. So what I did was that I got a pen, I got paper, I got an old draft, which I wrote for some other competition thing, and I just started to expand it. Eventually, I had expanded it enough for it to be called a book. When I write, ladies and gentlemen, I gradually felt the process giving me that sense of purpose. So eventually, I did a second book, I did a third, fourth, etc. Until last year, last book fair, the book fair of 2015, I had done 7 novels, 7 books with containing 9 stories, and all of them over 130,000 words contained. I've also done about 10 press interviews and have been to about 16 schools in Hong Kong to deliver sharings and writing classes. Perhaps I may have done it at the expense of my law degree. Only the good God can tell us that. But well, basically, because I know that my law grades are crap, they're rubbish, my ambition before entering uni was to get to the PCLL, but now I'm perfectly happy to get a degree in anything. It isn't that I don't enjoy law, okay? So don't hold it out against me. This will never stand up in court. It's not that I don't enjoy law, but I'm afraid writing may be what I'm better at. It may be my foremost interest. So, to this end, ladies and gentlemen, have I made the right choice to go with life, to go on with life? Hope I have. Have I made wrong choices before? Yes. Are there bad consequences for making wrong choices? Yes, there are. Let me tell you, and I haven't told this to anyone else before. Had I jumped then, had I jumped from my building, you know what I'm most afraid of? Put simply, what if I regret jumping on the way down? I mean, it's a long way from 12th floor to the bottom, isn't it? For some of you who may have thought, perhaps even those watching on YouTube may have thought about giving up, let me say that I was there. I was poised over that precipice, and I understand. I knew that I could have jumped so, but the fact that I didn't doesn't mean that I don't blame God or myself for it, but rather that I have accepted my circumstances, used it to my own advantage, and engineered my way around my loss, and basically turned it into a gain. The fact that I'm here, the fact that we're all here, sitting down, listening to me speak, that means something. I mean, I could not one day just wake up and say I needed better law grades. I couldn't just wake up one day and say that I need whatever I want. But from darkness, there emerged light. It might take long. It might take a few months. It might take a few years even. But I've lived through it. So can you. This time thing, I suppose. As an example, per se, I'm not in a relationship at the moment. But I believe that that person is worth waiting for. For how long? God knows. I don't know if I will have the courage to hold on to life in the same way that she holds hers, but I do believe that, and I do pray that I have the courage to hold her heart. I would like to know that I share this life, my life, with that one person, with that one ultimate goal. There is no second chance with life, even though some of you may believe in redemption or like me, as a Catholic, heaven or hell. But the now, this life is all that we have. Live it to the full. Accept our circumstances, for it is not who I am, but what I do that makes a difference, that defines me, that defines us all. Finally, I would like to share this quote with you that I heard of a movie called Dead Poets Society. It's played by, well, the main character is played by Robin Williams, the late Robin Williams. He plays the English teacher, Mr. Keating. And what he said basically defined for me why I write. So he said, we don't read and write poetry because it's cute, poetry or anything. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race, and the human race is filled with passion. Now, medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, and if I might add, art, music, passion, imagination, perfection, these are what we stay alive for. Look at me, ladies and gentlemen. Look at what I've achieved today. Would you call me a failure? A life worth living is a life worth writing about, and a life worth writing about is a life worth living in. Now, I love my life, and I love doing this. Speech giving, writing. These inspirations that I'm honored to give anyone and everyone give me a purpose in life. Now, it's your turn to make the difference. Bring the light into your heart. Thank you.